What's going on, folks? This is your boy Dutch the Creator. I appreciate you guys coming to the channel today. And on top of that, man, if you're finding my video for the very first time, I don't not have to tell you what to do because you're going to do it if you enjoy this video. And today's topic, we're going to be just talking about a father's perspective on raising children. Now, I've been a father for probably almost 20 years now, and I have three daughters. And if you guys know my daughters, they are totally different personalities. And that's how I like it, man, because at the end of the day, when you have your first child, you're figuring it out, man. You're figuring it out and you're trying to, put things into place on what you think at that time. And I had my first child, I think at 26 years old. And I didn't know anything. Look, I never been a father before. Now, I was a stepfather to my oldest child. She was 3 years old when I met her. She's turning 22 this year. And I believe I did a good job, but she got the raw deal of everything. Look, the first child is always going to get the parent doing things wrong. But that second child, which was my biological child, Duchess, she, received things where I'm like, okay, I did that wrong, so I'm going to do it right this time. And you probably didn't get it 100% right? And you're looking at it like, wow, damn, I did it the second time and it didn't work, but I started to hone in on my fatherhood slash parenting powers at that point in time, man. And we were transitioning to another apartment, and now it's a new setting. I had her when my then wife had went back to work after 2 years. She held it down for 2 years, but I worked overnight, and it was just me and this little girl during the daytime. And I'll pull up something where she was doing a Dougie. I'm not gonna, play the music because of copyright reasons, but this girl, I mean, we used to be in the house dancing and, just looking at videos, and I'll be going to sleep and she'll be right there going to sleep with me, and she'll wake me up and be like, Daddy, are you hungry? She was the nicest little girl, man. And, just easy to take care of. You feel me? And then we had another child, my youngest, Jordan. I couldn't do it as an infant, coming home overnight, and it's just an infant here. I tried the first week of taking care of this infant, and shout out to all of the mothers out there, because that is a hard ass job. So my mother, she said, she's gonna holler at her friend Shirley, and Shirley raised her for the first 5 years. I will pick Shirley up in the morning, and we'll get back to my house. I'll give her Jordan, and I'll pop in every once in a while. But shout out to Shirley, she was a godsend. And at that point in time, we were transitioning from the hood to the suburbs, and my little girl, she does not have any memory of an apartment or whatever, living in the hood or anything, because she basically was raised in the suburbs. So she's like a little valley girl now. She's worried about her edges. She's doing all of this. She's 11 years old. She just graduated from elementary school, and I love that for her, man. And she's very in tune with content creating. I guess that's what her dad did for the last 10 years on YouTube. But, I got videos on the channel that you can watch now where, I have real conversations with her about a lot of things, man. And one conversation we had was about me and her mother's divorce. And if you guys don't know, I did get a divorce from her mother after, 13 years of marriage, being with her 17 years. And we talked about it, man. I got that divorce in 2023, and we really had a great discussion about that, man. And I'll put it at the end of this video if you guys want to partake in viewing that. But as far as raising these children, man, they got me at a lot of ages, and I'm 41 right now, and I think I mastered the game of fatherhood and parenting. Now, there's not a blueprint to this. It's not. It is definitely not. There's nothing saying you should do this and you should do that. But what you should know is it is a wrong way to do it. There's a blueprint to, a wrong way of doing it. And one of those wrong ways is not being present in your children's life, leaving just because you had an issue with their mother or so forth and so on. And I understand that it's a lot of men out here that don't get to see their children even when they try. I got a video about child support, man, where this child support system is killing men financially, and we can get into all of that. But at the end of the day, man, having it be a father in these children's lives is that much more important. And that's why I decided to stay. That's why I decided to be the man that I am. I am who I am, and I'm always going to be the best dad ever. You guys go down in the comment section and let me know how you raised your children, or are you a first time father? I got a video for that, man, and I got some advice for you if you're a first time father. If you're a stepfather, man, I got a video for that. If you are a stepfather, the thing is, man, we come in all shapes, forms, fashions, colors, creeds, whatever. But at the end of the day, the number one principle is being there for your children and understanding your masculinity and putting it into your children. That's all I got, man. Like I said, if you guys are finding my channel for the very first time, please hit that like button. It helps share the video around YouTube. And on top of that, some videos just popped up on the screen to get more in depth in the channel. I appreciate you guys, man. I will catch you guys down the road on the next video. Peace. Y'all be safe.